It's 11:59 and 55 seconds. Turn on your headlights. It's time for Night Drive. Good evening and welcome to Night Drive. I'm your host, Horace Wexler. It's late and I am doing great in this little slice of paradise. I certainly hope you are too, whether you're sitting by the window waiting for your daddy to drunkenly swerve his way back home from the bars, or taking a late night dip, sinking into the cool turquoise of your swimming pool underneath the night sky. It's been quite a day here in Fakahatchee as we've all been processing the latest news. For those of you already in the know, maybe you caught us breaking the news previously right here when the sheriff announced he had found the mayor. But we're going to try to unpack it a little bit and get your thoughts and opinions on it. But for those of you who haven't caught the news today, the big headline, Mayor Luis Vaminos dead at 47. The details are a bit grisly. Apparently our beloved mayor, who had recently disappeared, popped back up again. He was discovered by the sheriff, dead, and inside the belly of a killer whale, with 3 bullet holes in the back of his head. Coroner made the identification from Vaminos' dental records and some teeth that were found in his shirt pocket. Now, that is the official story in a nutshell. I know all of you out there probably have strong thoughts and feelings about this development, so let me hear them. Call me up, share your opinions. It's what I, Horace Wexler, am of course here for. That number is 305-209-9686. You're listening to Night Drive. Now, as always, I certainly welcome debate and differing opinion, but for my 2 cents, and to use a frankly country metaphor, I can't help but feel like this is as suspicious as a pig in a top hat. Oh, it seems like it's on the up and up, very fancy, proper, and I can't tell why, something here absolutely stinks. It's rubbing me all of the wrong ways. And also, at the same time, I can't help but wonder if this might actually be, and wait for it, best for Fakahatchee. A bit of the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. This mayor has his supporters, but I think the bulk of us were desperate for a change in government. Not that this is how it should have occurred, but now that it has, maybe there's a brighter tomorrow on the other side of the horizon. At least that's what I'd like to believe. Because if I let my anxiety get the best of me and think about this as maybe only the tiny tip of an iceberg that we can see, well, it scares the shit out of me that there might be a whole host of dreadful lurking out there underneath the surface. But let's get to the phone lines. That number is 305-209-9686. Go ahead, caller. You're live on Night Drive.
Hey, Horace, man. I just heard they found Mayor Vaminos.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, they found him. All right.
It's a damn shame.
It's definitely something.
He's the best mayor we've ever had here in Fakahatchee. I'm sorry, I'm just so torn up.
I'm sorry for your loss, but I do not agree with you on that.
Man, who's gonna make sure those freeloading school kids don't get free lunch, man?
Well, we'll have an interim mayor for a bit, probably, and before you know it, we'll have elected somebody truly terrible.
He's the best mayor ever. I'm sorry, man. I'm too choked up. I gotta go. Love the show, buddy. I'll see you later.
Thanks for calling. Obviously, everyone out there is processing this news in very different ways. All right, let's go over here to line 3. Line 3. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Horace, man.
Hey, who is this?
It's Tucker St. Clair.
Tucker, the creator of Scud.
Yes, sir. Yeah, creator of Scud. How you doing, man? How are you holding up?
I'm doing okay. We're doing our show. We're taking everything one day at a time here.
Yeah.
How about you?
Man, I feel like, I don't know about you, but I feel like 2020 is just like a fat lady just sitting on your chest, you know, man. Like it's just crushing me. It is crushing me. You know, it's like like my nuts are like a speed bag. And 2020 is just like, like over and over. And like losing the mayor, like what? I can't believe it. I can't believe he's gone, man.
You guys had a very interesting relationship. You were maybe closer to him than most normal people here. Would you say that's correct?
Yeah. We had. I mean, it was a difficult relationship, but I think most people that knew the mayor would agree that he was a hard man to like. It really took a lot of Christ strength just to look at that man. He was not an attractive man, and he was difficult. But a lot of people saying right now that he's the worst mayor, he's a bad mayor, he's crooked. In a lot of ways, I think he was Fakahachi's best mayor. All right, and I'll tell you why.
Really?
Yeah, because he would show you, like right now, you think you have it bad, and then the mayor would do something and it would really blow up in your face, and you realize like, oh, it wasn't bad before, it's bad now. Now that the mayor tried to help me, like he just ruined everything. So like, no, I had good before.
Right. And
then now the mayor has gotten me to a horrible, horrible place. So like, it's like he kind of forced you to grow up. Like he was, like your dad would take you to like a bayou or something, like you got to learn how to swim, and he'd just throw you in and then just leave you there and drive home. Like that's kind of like what the mayor was. He'd just like throw you in an alligator-infested bayou and then leave. And it was up to you. You got to pick yourself up by your bootstraps, man, and that's what makes America great.
Got it. So he would like help teach us self-sufficiency.
Yeah, man, that's right. Yeah, I mean, he was a teacher. Not a good one, not a patient one, but he helped Scud get started.
Mm-hmm. Well, you shared some of your time with the mayor on the show before. I think your relationship in this case is special because you had a personal relationship with him, as well as maybe a business relationship. Could you elaborate on some of the stories or things that you and the mayor went through?
Yeah. I mean, as you know, like he got me the hot tub where I was able to mix Scud for the first time. And then Scud was getting off the ground. We were starting to move. And all of a sudden I come home one night and he's in my house. And I don't know how he got in my house, but he was just there in the dark smoking. And he was like, oh, you're making some money now. And I was like, yeah. He was like, you're going to need to get a business license. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, can I do that Monday or something? Because it's nighttime right now and you're in my house. And he's like, no, we got to do it right now. And I'm like, oh, okay, man. And he got me in the car. Now, I mean, you know how far it is from Fakahachi to Miami?
It's a good distance. Yeah.
4.5 hours.
Yeah.
But like he got there in 45 minutes. Like I have never been so scared in my life the way that man drove. Yeah. But we got there and we went to boarded up house and it was a cat house, man. I'm like, oh, what are you doing, son? Like, yeah, no, we're going to get a business license tonight. And so we went in, and he was like, "Pretty girl." I'm like, "All right." And I was like, "Thank you." And he's like, "No, you got to pay." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then, paid. I went in the room with this lady, and he came with us. And I thought, well, that's kind of weird. And then he just sat down in the corner, and he did not talk or move. He made it very clear that I was to make love to this prostitute and that he was going to watch. But having said that, he was a man of his word, Monday morning, I went and I had a business license waiting for me. And so that is how Scud is so successful. And so I want to let the people know we're doing a little something special for the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of us, I feel like right now, you feel hollow, you feel empty. And there's nothing inside you. So I took my favorite flavor of Scud, which is purple.
Uh-huh.
And we're going to rename it, and it's going to be called Dead Mayor Inside. So you can be like, you're feeling hollow or empty, and then you grab some Scud Dead Mayor Inside, and you drink it, and be like, oh, the dead mayor's inside me now. He's inside me, and I feel that.
Got it.
I wanted to do a big discount or, give some of the proceeds to his family. But we couldn't do that. So instead, I'll just keep the money and think of him.
That's a lot of work to set up a charity, and
you gotta Facebook page and then a Twitter page and make sure they got the same name. It's a nightmare, man. So.
Well, Tucker, that sounds really special. Obviously, you've lost a friend. Some of the rest of us may not feel the same way, but obviously, losing a mayor is something that does affect the town. Now, I saw earlier today that you tweeted that you don't think this kind of thing is normal. You found it suspicious. Can you expound on that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I mean, like, first off, he was found. I don't know if you know or your listeners know the details, but he was found inside of a killer whale, which isn't a real big surprise in Takahashi because they've been washing up on the shore for a good long time now. It's been coming, but they found him inside. They pulled his body out, and he had 3 bullet holes in the back of his head. Now that can come from anything. All right, that could be from anything. But here's what's weird: they pulled him off on the east shore. All right. On the east shore, yet he was facing west. All right? That's not normal. That does not happen. Okay? And let me tell you something as well. I'm not doing accusations here. That's not what I'm about. All right? I want people to enjoy Scud. I want people to enjoy America. But I will say this, and I don't think this will get me in trouble. Duck Winters killed the mayor.
Okay.
I am saying that Duck Winters murdered the mayor in cold blood.
That's obviously a huge accusation to level on the air here, Tucker. Does this have anything to do with your bad blood between you and Duck? Is both being sort of business leaders?
No. This has nothing to do with the fact that he's a horrible person or a terrible businessman. No, this is just facts. All right. Now, you've been to the Crock and Roll. You go to the Crock and Roll just like everyone else does, right, man?
Yeah.
And
love that meat mayor.
Of course. See, that's the thing. Every year, people know he's seen the Gators, and it's called the Meat Mayor. And he has a big pile of meat, and he looks like the mayor, and then the Crocs come in and they eat him. So I think that is a sign. Like, people got to open up their eyes, man. This is the same thing when Obama was wearing the tan suit. Exact same thing. Like, this is a spotlight on a murderer that needs to be taken down, either through legal means or illegal means. I mean, it doesn't really matter either way. Like, as long as he is punished in a court of law or just left upside down in a swimming pool, whatever.
Whoa.
But I am telling you,
you're going to single out Duck Winters like that.
There's, and he's not alone. There's a lot of people that really did not like the mayor. I don't know if they would have caused him harm, but I mean, even the sheriff himself, all right, he never got along with the mayor ever since the mayor banned ghosts. Because the sheriff is a spiritual man,
of course.
And he prays to his own gods, and some of them are frowned upon. And I was thinking a lot of that is anger. It stems from the hatred that he's got for teenagers. And so I think that just accumulated inside the sheriff. And then that's when he started turning to things like, witchcraft or whatever else, whatever he's into. And I think that also was compounded when the mayor went ahead and said that, he was out ghosts. Then the sheriff was like, well, that's infringing on my religious right.
Oh,
so
gosh.
I think there is a suspect there as well. I mean, there's also the council member.
Baisbon, Richard Baisbon.
Yeah. They have had bad blood for years, him and the mayor. He had problems with the mayor because he thought that he was, I don't know how to say it, not stealing, but embezzling money from the city. Because there were times where, you see people giving him money, or getting into a van or stuff like that. But I mean, that's all kind of hearsay. It's not a big deal, all right? But there's a lot of people out there. Lobster King, some people believe Lobster King was the one who killed him, but
well, that's ridiculous because the Lobster King is soundly in jail, and I mean that's so wildly outside of his MO. I think that's just idle talk, or maybe some old folk wishing that the Lobster King was more than what he is.
Horace, let me ask you something, man. So he's locked up in jail, right? Who has the keys to let him out? The sheriff does, and he's right there. So what makes a perfect assassin? Somebody who's got an airtight alibi.
I mean, Tucker, that's a wild conspiracy.
So, I mean, is this a conspiracy? Sounds like it. I mean, is it a good idea to jump to conclusions? Absolutely. How else do you solve problems unless you jump to conclusions?
Well, I guess we'll see how this shakes out. Anything else?
I want to tell everyone I love them,
right.
and really, I think the best thing everyone can do right now is to lean on one another, embrace one another, love one another, and really just buy as much scud as you can. Just we're all just in this together, and there's so much pain right now. My sister, I mean, I don't want to bring all my troubles to you, but like my sister has got something they call board mouth now.
Yeah, board mouth. Mm-hmm.
And her mouth just hangs open all the time. She can't taste anything, and the doctor was yelling at me. He's just like, are you giving her scud? I'm like, no. Once she woke up from the coma, I stopped. And you're like, okay, you better. But like, I can't. She's a grown woman, man. She's gonna drink what she's gonna drink. So she had scud. But she can't taste anything. Her mouth's just kind of laying open all the time. It's just, and then on top of that, we lose the mayor. We ain't got any horseradish. We got lazy mouth.
I don't know. It's been a rough year, Tucker. I don't know what to tell you. We're all kind of hanging in there. Well, Tucker, I think you've used this time to literally cast aspersions on some of the most prominent members of this town and encourage vigilanteism, which we actually absolutely don't condone. But I do hope that we see justice, and I am very sorry for your loss.
Thank you, Horace. I love you, man. Bless you, and bless Scud.
Yeah, we'll talk to you soon, Tucker. Hang in there.
All right, thank you, buddy.
Why don't we go to a commercial break, and we'll be back with more Night Drive right after this. Hey, this is Horace Wexler. I'm going to take a moment to talk to you man to man about personal grooming, down there. And I'm not talking about where Australians live. 2 out of 20 men suffer from a condition known as testicular baldness, a medical condition that can result in embarrassment and low self-esteem about those smooth, shiny man marbles. Well, Testicular Hair is a new topical cream from the makers of Rigid Shaft Male Enhancement Lollipops. Just rub the Testicular Hair cream on twice daily, once in the morning and then once again right before you go to bed. The magic of science will make those daddy dollops a hair nest in just 3 months guaranteed. They're so sure it works, they want to give you the first month free. Now you can live it up in the communal showers, the sauna, or the apartment complex hot tub with the soft downy rat's nest of pubes you've always dreamt of. I talked to my doctor about testicular hair, and he said I definitely didn't need it, but if I did, that would be his #1 recommendation. Now that's saying something. You don't have to be embarrassed any longer. Order Testicular Hair today. Just go to testicularhair.com and enter promo code Harris Wexler. That's TESTICULHAIR.com. Testicular Hair. Put a beard on those boy bobbles today. All right, let's jump right into some calls here. Let's go over here to line 3. Line 3, go ahead, caller.
You mean? Is that me? Line 3?
Yeah, go ahead. You're live on Night Drive.
Awesome. Hey, Horace. How long time? Hey, look. Where's the mayor?
Well, I mean, if you're just tuning in, obviously it's a big news day. The mayor was found. I mean, I guess at this point he's in the morgue. No. Come on. Where's the? Hey, Horace, you talk to a lot of people. You know a lot of things. I listen to your show. Where's the mayor? Well, for all intents and purposes, the most that I know of the mayor's current whereabouts is inside the morgue, which is in the basement of City Hall. You may not have heard
Whose intents and purposes do you think those are?
I would say it probably falls under.
You think a guy gets whacked and his teeth fall in his pocket? You think a guy just stuff him in a whale? Come on.
You're not wrong. That is super weird and suspicious that the sheriff would find teeth inside of Mayor Vaminos' pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it sounds to me. What's your name, sir?
Me. Dennis Leary. Yeah, that's right.
Great. Well, Mr. Leary, I think it's really interesting that you have this sort of suspicious. I don't want to say suspicious, that you think something here is not right, because I have that same feeling too. Like I described at the top of the show, something about this just isn't adding up to me. It feels not wrong, but not right.
Right. Well, so look, here's the thing. It adds up real easy. The math isn't very complicated, and the addition comes out to carry the 4, knock the thing over the thing. And look, the mayor didn't die. He staged it. He's got a lot of reasons.
Well, quick, you don't think the mayor's dead? Is that correct?
Not a chance. No, sir. No, and that's why I want you to tell me where he is if you know anything. And look, I get it. If you need to call me back not on the air, that's fine. Because you little people, they got my number. But there's no dead mayor. There's an alive mayor, and that's why. Do you know where he lived before he moved into the mayor mansion?
No.
Start there.
No, I don't. I know that Tucker St. Clair knew him previously when he was just sort of a business magnate.
Say that name again. Sinclair?
St. Clair. Tucker St. Clair.
St.
Yeah, like the movie
Clair.
Charlie
Okay.
St. Cloud with Zac Efron.
I don't know that, but okay. All right, I'll call him. Okay. What about next to kin? You've been reporting on the air. How many wives? How many daughters? Who's next?
I mean,
let's pretend he's dead.
I mean, there's only one wife that we've been talking about in the news. Obviously,
right.
she's distraught from the murder of her husband.
Is that her first name? Distraught?
You're asking a lot of questions, sir. Are you writing all of this down?
Writing certain things down. Distraught? That sounds like I see. That's an adjective. That's not her name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I'm sorry. Am I not allowed to ask questions on your radio program?
No, I mean, you're totally allowed to ask questions, but I mean, you're being a little bit suspicious now, some would say.
I don't think so. I think I do not believe that the mayor is dead, because he's not. I think that finding him would be beneficial to the people who perhaps are owed debt by the said dead mayor. And so I'm asking questions because I want to help the people.
Let's back up a little bit, because I think earlier when I was so surprised that you said the mayor might still be alive, you were already moving on to reasons that you thought that. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. He owes people money, and I'm people, and money is a lot of money.
Got it. So he owes you money directly?
A literal ton of money.
Like you're talking about weight, or are you being like metaphorical?
I think so. I actually have thought about this, and I think that even if it was very light $100 bills, it would still be a metric ton.
Huh. May I don't want to overstep any sort of weird boundaries here, but may I ask why he owes you this money, or did owe you this money?
The mayor, I'm not going to say what I do or don't do, but the mayor is a bit of a betting man. And I say is because he's not dead. And you win some, you lose some, and then he lost some, and then he lost some more. And so now, he's not dead, and I need my money.
Can I ask what he was betting on specifically?
No. It was mayor. He was betting on mayor stuff. If that makes sense.
Can you clarify what mayor stuff may be?
No, I can't. But do you know who Pete Rose is?
Yeah, the baseball player.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. I'm sorry, that didn't clear anything up for me at all.
No, it did. It did. He's Pete Rose, the betting mayor of baseball, out of the Hall of Fame. You can't do that when you're the mayor.
Wait, so when you say mayor stuff, are you saying that he was betting on like laws and ordinances being passed?
You're saying that.
Yeah, I am saying that, but would that be correct if I were saying that?
You sound like a smart guy.
Can you give any examples of specific mayor stuff that he may have bet on?
No, but you can. Tell me what one of the weirdest things is that the mayor did in the last year.
Okay. Well, he passed a law that women couldn't wear pants anymore. It was dresses only.
Did that make it through? Did that law get upheld?
It did make it through.
And that's one of the ones that the mayor won.
So he bet on that, or you can't say.
Right. No, I can't say it, and I didn't. Whoops, shit.
He banned feeding the ducks.
Yeah, it was going to be all birds, so that was a wash.
Yeah, so he didn't win that one.
No, but he didn't lose. Broke even. Horace, your questions are making me nervous. You get one more.
I feel like I got to make this one count. This is kind of a big one, and I'm a little bit scared of the answer. His sweeping legislation about banning ghosts, poltergeists, all of that. Was that one of these?
So funny. No, actually, but no.
Really? Huh. Well, I would have sworn. Well, okay.
Yeah, there's other ones, though, that would be weirder. Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, look, hey, let me ask you a question. Do you have a pilot's license?
Not a commercial pilot's license.
Okay. Never mind then.
It's only personal.
Yeah, right. No, I need a bigger plane. All right.
Can I ask you a question, Mr. Dennis Leary?
Yeah.
Do you live in town?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Because your voice sounds familiar, but your name doesn't sound familiar.
Dennis Leary? No, I'm from Fakahatchee, and I always have lived here with my family. Did you know? So listen, how many passports do you have? 2. Yeah? It's because I'm a dual citizen. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, my dad was born in the UK.
Oh, cool. They both have the same name, though, is what you're saying.
Yes, they do.
All right. Okay, never mind.
Where are you going with these questions, if I may ask? Do you think I had something to do with hiding the mayor?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Do you know anybody important who's does any work with Broden and Gloam? Broden and Gloam, from the law offices of Broden and Gloam.
Broden and Gloam, not that I know of. That's the building downtown that you almost never see anyone go in or out of, right?
Yeah, no, it's a real small building, and as far as I can tell, so far they don't have any clients, which is what makes me a little nervous about what they promise they can do for me. But that's why I thought I'd ask. So you don't have any personal interactions with Broden and Gloam?
No, I couldn't recommend or review them in any way.
Okay, all right. Do you know if there's any good places to get a sandwich in Fakahatchee?
There is a spider on my wall currently. I think. You want to go to a commercial break and deal with this? Mr. Leary, thank you so much for calling. Unless you have anything else.
Look, you got to do what you got to do, and then I gotta get out of here. I wanted to ask, if I would have you online by, let's say 150 coffee grinders, would you do that? And then I can just Venmo you the money?
I mean, that's fine. Venmo's pretty fast. I could do that.
Okay, then I'm gonna leave my email with the people that do your phone stuff, and then let's see what we can do on that front.
That sounds great, Mr. Leary. It was honestly very weird talking to you. I do sort of agree with you that things are suspicious. I don't know if you're going about it the right way, and frankly, you've made me very uncomfortable. Please don't feel like you have to call back.
Look, you got the wrong mayor. He's not dead. He's going to haunt you for a long time, but I'll see if I can help.
We'll be right back with more of your calls right after this. Are you going to get in here and kill this spider? Get it. It's behind the mixer. Okay. No, it's moving. You missed it. Get it. Stop behind the microphone. Come on. Yeah. No, he's under that. Get. Yeah, lift it up. There you go. Let's go over here to line 2. Hello, line 2. Who am I talking to?
Well, hey, Horace. This is Mason Loomis. I'm a letter carrier for the Fakahatchee Post Office.
Hi, Mason. How'd you feel about this mayor?
I sure am going to miss the mayor. He used to give me such good tips during the holidays. That they were Gator tips.
Well, that's more generous than I expected from him, to be honest. Did you interact with him much as a mail carrier?
He just used to get the weirdest magazines. He used to get Lighthouse Digest, Miniature Donkey Talk magazine, Girls and Corpses magazines, which I sometimes kept on the side. All right, later, Horace.
Oh, thanks for calling in and sharing, Mason. Some really wild periodicals our mayor seemed to enjoy there. That number, if you want to call in, is 305-209-9686. Well, we'll be back with more of your calls in just a moment, but otherwise, hear ye, it's time for some community announcements. The Fakahatchee Community Players have extended their theatrical production of Hair another weekend. The show starts at 8, tickets are $20, and you've got no excuse because you said, oh damn, it's this weekend, if only it were the weekend after. Well, now it is. We expect to see you all revel in a free love revolution in a 3-hour production without an intermission. Enjoy our tiny seats without worrying about being distracted from the show by a loud air conditioner because we don't even have one. Hair the musical. Let the sun shine in. Okay. The Order of the Claw is changing their meeting location. The Claw will show you the way. The time will stay the same. Don't be late again, Chad. Okay, let's go over here to the next. Hi, everyone. I'm Bethany, and I'm organizing a pickleball league. God, she wrote this like a conversation. Hi, everyone. I'm Bethany, and I'm organizing a pickleball league down at the Amos Bindle Recreation Center. Pickleball is fun, and did I mention it's fun? It's a great way to get moving, stay in shape, and meet new friends who don't think it's okay to physically discipline your child if they catch him doing something wrong. If you'd like to join the league, come on down and sign up and then sign an affidavit that my boy Jeremy did nothing wrong. Grab your paddles. It's time for pickleball. Got one more and then we'll get right back to your calls. The Dusty Hearts Club is throwing another dance for the more geriatric residents of our town. Volunteers are still needed to help set up tables, serve punch, and dress as loose women and U.S. servicemen from the 1940s to make things just a bit nicer. For those who haven't realized or can't remember, all their friends are dead now. And yes, this counts towards court-ordered community service. All right, well, there's everything that's currently happening in Fakahatchee. Let's get back to your calls. Let's go over here to line 6. Line 6. Lay it on me.
Hello. Thank you for having me, first of all. This is Stanley Purchase.
Thanks for calling in, Stanley. What do you do?
I'm an author and a huge fan of the show. If you hear a clinking, a beverage, and a cocktail, I like to have a nightcap before I shuffle off this mortal coil. Yes. It's very relaxed over here. Very chill situation.
Right. Well, and Mortal Coils brings us directly to our topic at hand, and that's the mayor. I want to say passing away, but seems to be slightly more violent than that. What are your thoughts on this? Stanley?
First of all, don't passing away. Euphemisms aren't necessary. He died.
Mm-hmm.
All right. A grisly death inside of a killer whale's stomach. We don't need to mince words here. Let's just call it as we see it. And I believe myself to be a bit of an expert on these sorts of things. I don't know if you read the book, Legacy They Leave, Dead Leaders, and the stuff they stuck us with. That's my book. You can purchase it at any Borders bookstore.
You're an author.
In the area. Yes, I said that. I wish you would have been paying attention. Maybe the neurons don't fire like they used to.
You're an author, and I'm looking at your summary.
Yes, I said I'm an author. How many times do I have to tell you?
Stanley, I apologize. Some of our listeners, they're not the fastest,
That's
so
fine.
I try to break it down for them in bite-sized pieces.
All right. Sure.
So I'm looking at the summary of your book here on the Borders website, and it says that this is about mayors and leaders and what they've left their community with after they've passed. Can you elaborate on what we might be looking here in Fakahatchee after Mayor Vaminos has passed?
Oh, sure. So in my book, I describe the death of great men, Lincoln, taken from us too soon. Imelda Marcos, not a man, but taken from us too soon. Nixon, Ronald Reagan, Mussolini, all those people, that left their mark on the world. They always leave something behind. Imelda Marcos, for instance, she left behind thousands of pairs of women's shoes.
Right.
What do you do with that? It's essentially like leaving a debt behind. Who's gonna pay back the debt? Or in this case, who is going to dispose of 15,000 pairs of women's pumps?
It's a terrible burden.
It is. So what happened to those? They got dumped in the ocean, just like everything we don't need. If you're not aware, there is a large island the size of Texas made of shoes floating aimlessly through the water of our planet.
Oh.
I have seen this island from Imelda Marcos' shoes, and perhaps it's the most uninhabitable place on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Next to your fair city, of course, of Fakahatchee.
Right.
If I had a choice, probably choose the island of shoes.
That sounds like a lovely children's book, but I'm sure it's a hellhole. I'm looking through that part where it's like, oh, read like a sample of the book. And I'm actually really surprised to see that there's a chapter in here that touches on Fakahatchee's long history of dog mayors. And
first of all, you could buy the book. I'm just saying, you could buy it.
Yeah.
I know you want to just use the sample. Every dollar counts.
Right. Most great books end up being made into an HBO series anyway. So that's kind of like the
do you
way
know
that
someone at HBO?
I do not.
Well, carry on then.
Could you talk a little more about our Mayor Champ Heidelberg, or obviously Mayor Ladybug's legacy, which kind of tainted everything?
Oh, sure, of course. I could talk about dogs. The thing about dogs is, unlike people, they're naturally honest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if you've ever met a dog that's lied before. Have you?
I'm not sure if I would know. I mean, I've never caught a dog lying, but that doesn't mean that a dog hasn't lied to me.
You ever looked straight into a dog's eyes before?
Yes, I have.
You can tell they're lying based on the dilation of their pupils.
Let's just assume that a dog hasn't lied to me. I don't want to get bogged down into my personal relationships with dogs.
All right, fine. Let's not talk about dogs then. You brought it up.
No, I mean, like, we could talk about dogs.
I'm just telling you, if you ask a dog, do you want a treat? And you look them in the eye and their eyes, they're dilated in a certain way, you can know if they want a treat or not. And that's why they make the perfect politician.
Got it.
Human beings lie every day. I lied to you about where my book is available.
Wait, really?
There's hardly any borders left in this country. That was a little fib to prove a point that people lie, but dogs really can't lie. For me, you have no idea. You don't know. All I have to do is say the right thing. You believe anything that I say.
Well,
because you're a fool.
Well, you're an author. You're an expert. I would assume that
an expert at lying.
That may be, sir. I think you've caught me there.
Exactly.
A good author, I think, would point people towards where their book was actually being sold.
There's a couple borders left in Alaska.
Right. Well, let's get back to...
You know, they have a Blockbuster. They've got one Blockbuster left in Alaska, and they've got 7 copies of A Few Good Men on VHS. Well, there's the borders in Fairbanks, Alaska that sells nothing but my book.
Are they in the same shopping center?
Yes. There's also Red Robin, there's Domino's Pizza, and the last Chuck E. Cheese.
Well, let me bring it back to our topic at hand, if I may. Obviously, we've lost Mayor Vaminos. What is...
No, you didn't lose him. He's dead.
What?
Don't lose a person. You found him inside a whale. Okay, let's be clear.
Fair enough. The mayor is dead. What sort of legacy are we looking at now? Is this something where all the citizens are going to view every act that he took as mayor in a more positive light?
Yes, of course. Here's an example. My ex-wife, a harlot, a drunkard, but now that she's been dead for 3 years, I think about the good times when she was on vacation and I didn't have to see her. so much better when you have the distance of someone's mortality to consider who they really were.
Right.
Or who you wish they were when they weren't drunk all the time.
You raise a really interesting point.
Yep.
Something about how we kind of view the past with rose-colored glasses.
Yep. I don't wear glasses. I'm not a nerd.
Do you have anything else that, Mr. Purchase, that you'd like to tell us about your book before I let you go?
It's available for sale at the Borders in Fairbanks, Alaska. That's it. You want to learn about how to tell if a dog is lying? Buy it. You want to know about the island of women's pumps, high heel shoes floated through the ocean? Buy it. If you want to know more about Fakahatchee's dog mayors, well, there's a chapter on that too.
What we talked briefly about some of those. What other chapters, like what else do you cover in this book?
Oh, we cover many things about, what leaders leave behind. We talk about the debt crisis in Greece.
Mm-hmm.
The various leaders that have fortunately left that country struggling to pay its bills. We've talked about Volkswagen, which, as you know, Volkswagen, Mercedes-Benz, the Third Reich, very fond of those cars. They left that behind for us. And now we have beautiful, efficient automobiles.
Right.
Yeah, it's great. Kennesaw Mountain Landis, the first commissioner of baseball, what did he leave behind? A lot of memorable home runs. There's a chapter on that.
Indeed.
Good book.
I honestly, you kind of got my purchase here. If
That's a pun.
Yeah. I walked right into
my last name.
Yeah.
You see? There's also a book on persuasion and how to convince people to do your bidding. And by changing my name to Purchase, it makes people think about purchasing my book.
Oh, it's
Very
like
clever,
it's like not subtext. It's like
mind control, you fool. Mind control. That's what it is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't read much, but there's 2 books that are going right on my book list.
I knew it. Another one for me. Author Stanley Purchase.
Thank you so much for calling in tonight. I think you gave us a little bit to think about in the absence of our mayor. I don't know that it'll make any of us feel better knowing that there's a huge floating shoe island out there, but thank you.
No problemo, champ. Take care.
Let's jump right into another call. Go ahead, caller. You're live on Night Drive.
Hi, Horace. My name is Alexander Chattersnout.
Alexander, all right. Tell me how you're feeling about Fakahatchee losing its mayor.
I'm sad the mayor's gone. We were really good friends, me and him.
Oh, really?
Like, we would hang out sometimes.
Were you guys close?
Not too close. I would just kind of, he would get on with his day and I'll just watch him from afar through my binoculars.
Right.
And, we had some great times together. I remember watching him get ice cream once. And I'm going to miss that.
Well, it's hard losing someone you've spent a lot of time with.
I'm going to need to make a new friend who I can watch. Maybe it could be you, Horace. I'd love to follow you around all day from afar.
Oh, that's a very kind offer. But I'm mostly out here making night moves because I'm a creature of the night. So I'm probably not the best or first choice for a day-based follow.
Bye now.
Thanks for calling in, Alexander, and I hope you find a new friend, whoever it might be. While you might be listening, for whatever reason, maybe it's difficult for you to make it to a phone tonight to call in and share that opinion that you hold so close to your chest. Let it free. But you can't. Maybe you can't. Maybe your cell phone battery is dead, or you're sitting quietly in the swamp with a long-angle lens, desperately trying to capture some proof of the Fakahatchee lobsterman with your earbuds in. Well, thanks to the power of social media, you can spew your hot takes at me anytime. And I'm here. I'll take it. I'll take your spew. Come on. So let's look at some of your emails and tweets, and we'll get right back to you and your phone calls in just a second. Jeremy Bullfrogberg tweeted at us at NightDrive FM to say, "Glad to see this mayor get what he deserved. Because of his legislation, all the ducks are dead now because of this ass. I'm furious, I'm agitated, and I'm also very full because I've been feasting on Peking duck, duck tongue, and french fries cooked in the most luscious duck fat. But that's only because I didn't want all the dead ducks to go to waste." Thanks for tweeting at us, Jeremy Bullfrogberg. Posh Boodambali came over to our Facebook page at facebook.com/NightDriveFM to say, "What's up, Horace? I loved this mayor. Whenever I saw him, he would give me the biggest kiss. Whether that was at the bank, the butcher's, or the women's bathroom at the casino, it was always kisses for me, even when I didn't want them. It made me feel incredibly special." Thanks for reaching out to us, Posh. And Sloppy Chuzzwuzzer looked us up on Instagram and tagged at NightDriveFM Insta in a photo of him holding his hand up to show it to us. It seems to be pretty red, and it looks like he's next to someone who's laying down under a sheet. Below it, he's written, "I'm telling y'all, I ain't no boy baby. Hashtag Mayor Slap Challenge." Ugh. Gross. That's disgusting, Slappy Chuzzwuzzer. You can't just first of all, slapping a dead mayor, gross. Then also, you can't just invent a new challenge, even though I'm sure a shocking amount of people would love to slap the mayor dead or alive. It's ridiculous. We'll be back with more of your calls on Night Drive right after this.
The long haul, the dirt nap, the big sleep, 6 feet under. There's no reason to be afraid of death. And McGrave and Sons, and also a daughter. We want dying to be fun. So we invite you to come on down to our open house this weekend and experience the very best McGrave and Sons, and also a daughter, have to offer. Try it before you buy it. The Coffinista 5000 with titanium inlay and rich zebrawood paneling. It's got the smoothest, silkiest interior to ship you off to Cloud Town and enough room to pack your harp. Or for the discerning lady, the Ever Home Petite by Chrissy Teigen. The only coffin built to keep you short plus-sized ladies looking as delicate as you feel, with handles featuring mother-of-pearl swing bar and a 6-panel funneling to keep the eye moving down your corpse. Slap 5 with a mortician, throw some balls at our dunk tank, and deep 6 our dad. It's all for charity. We'll also have a hot dog eating contest with deep discounts for the winner. We got burgers and drinks and balloon animals for the kiddos. It's all happening this weekend at McGrave and Sons. And also a daughter.
Right, all right. Let's jump over here to line 4. Keep this train rolling. Line 4, go ahead.
How you doing, Horace? This is Oliver Brooks, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Oh, I love to hear it. You got any thoughts on this mayor?
Heard about what happened to that mayor. You know, that SOB, he borrowed my weed whacker and never returned it.
No, that's the cardinal sin of neighbors. Are you going to have to get a new one, or what are you going to do about this?
I guess I'm going to have to break into his garage to get it back. Might as well see if he has any scud lying around, because don't think he's going to be needing that anymore.
He will not.
Well, wish me luck.
Well, good luck, Oliver. Good
Bye.
luck. All right, and let's take another caller. Let's go over here to line 1. Line 1. How are you tonight?
Oh, pretty good, Night Drive. My name is Skeet Barlow, city council person here in Fochatchee.
Oh, I see. You're one of our city councilmen.
Yeah. I'm happy to call in for the first time.
Well, we have Richard Basebon in here a lot. We obviously don't hear from you very often. You just said it's your first time. Are you calling in to talk about the mayor, or?
Well, forgive me, Horace. I was aware that Dick Basebon calls in fairly regularly, and forgive me for assuming that you were a friend of Basebon. I thought maybe this is a program where I wouldn't be welcome.
Oh,
it's nice to finally talk to you.
Well, yeah, Skeet, I'd like to think, and hopefully the listeners realize that as well, that we sort of take all opinions and thoughts here on Night Drive. Whether that's actually the case, I guess you'll have to be the judge on that.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I do.
Let's dig into this Mayor Vaminos controversy, if we can. What was your opinion on the mayor before all of this happened?
Look, if I'm being honest, I always respected him as my mayor obviously, but I held him in fairly low regard as a man.
Obviously, he was a bit of a lightning rod for controversy from both sides of the political spectrum. Was he ever?
Yeah, sure, for obvious reasons, for reasons that I think your listeners will find obvious.
Yeah, was he ever a thorn in your side specifically as a member of the city council?
Well, it didn't start out that way. I think as I pushed back more against some of the mayor's policies and things that he enacted, I think I became more of a thorn in his side. And then I think there was a little retribution involved. For example, for years, Horace, I've been trying to replace gator leather as one of Fakahatchee's exports.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of cruelty involved there. And I've been trying to get that replaced. And so I've openly fought some of the Gator Farm friendly, the Duck Winters friendly policies. And I think that kind of annoyed him. So he started doing things that maybe not overtly, but were implied as kind of attacks back on me. You know what I mean?
Can you expound on some of those attacks?
Well, okay. And for one thing, he, at the time of his disappearance, was trying to pass an ordinance outlawing mushroom picking in the swamps. Now, I can't say I know. I have to assume that he was trying to do this because he knew that mushroom picking was a hobby of mine.
Well, this is the first time I've ever heard it's anybody's hobby, to be honest. So that definitely does seem like a very specific form of retribution.
Yes, I made no secret of the fact that I enjoy going into the swamps and looking for mushrooms, foraging, for cooking, because I think store-bought mushrooms are for chumps.
Oh.
I noticed around the time that I started to kind of irk the mayor was when he started pushing this ban. It seemed pretty obvious to me why he was doing it.
It definitely seems like it's a form of retribution here. But what was the reason that he gave outwardly?
Well, he said it was because the mushrooms are indigenous species to the local swamps.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look, Horace, so are alligators. But he doesn't object to Duck Winters paying men to go into the swamps and scoop up gators for his farms.
Right. It's a form of hypocrisy, to be sure.
Because it's not so popular a hobby to forage for mushrooms, I think a lot of people just didn't notice when this came up for review.
Well, help me out.
I know Mayor Vaminos.
How many shroomers, for lack of a better term, are there? Do you go out alone? Is there like a group of you guys?
I'll go out alone sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You can bring friends out there. Sometimes it's a group activity. There's at least a moderately sized community of us, and it's a nice way to go out into nature and benefit a little bit back because you can pick up these mushrooms that you can go home and cook with. That's why I encourage people of all ages, children, teens, families, to hashtag go shrooming.
There's like a club and you feel like the mayor directly targeted you as a member of this club.
I'll tell you this. I don't think he cared about anyone else who was doing this on the weekends.
Yeah.
I've disagreed with many of his policies and he knows this. And that's how he kind of, I think he barely noticed me a lot of the time unless I was doing something that bothered him. There was a little bit of animosity between us, and that's why I started the hashtag Adios Vaminos, which does admittedly seem a little bit in poor taste since he disappeared.
Yeah,
but it was something I'd been doing for a while.
Now, can I ask? And I don't want to put words in your mouth in any way. The mayor has obviously moved on to a higher office. I think before that, while we thought the mayor had just disappeared, people were looking to the city council to authorize any sort of reward or something to help find him when he was missing. Is your relationship with the mayor, did that play into the city council's failure to authorize monies to help find the mayor?
Well, certainly my personal relationship with the mayor didn't play into that. It was being discussed, the option of offering a reward, like you said, but we were reluctant to spend limited mutual funds trying to locate a man we weren't even sure wanted to be found. I mean, look at his behavior before his disappearance. We thought, well, we can just respect the man's privacy and not offer this reward, especially when Mayor Vaminos was a big part of why we have so little money in the first place.
Right, right.
You know, these kids don't have school buses anymore. He sold the bumpers off the bumper cars. I mean, this city, I mean, it's now a matter of public record. The city is so broke. We're actually accepting donations now, and that's why we're #taking all offers to fill our coffers.
Full of the hashtags.
Oh, yes. Or sorry. Some people don't understand this. Look, I believe that young people are our future, right? And so you have to relate with young people on their level. They don't want to be talked down to. Look, all my research shows that young people love three things: being woke, vaping, and hashtag.
Well, it definitely seems like you've got the third one, hashtag, covered.
Hashtag working on it.
Obviously, looking at the mayor and how he ended up, I find this whole thing highly suspicious. Do you agree with that?
Oh, it's undeniably suspicious. Was he eaten by a whale and then became so miserable inside the whale's stomach that he shot himself? I doubt it. So was he shot in the back of the head multiple times and then fed to a whale? We don't know. Obviously, this is very, very strange, and it has to be looked into.
So what are you going to do as a city leader to help make sure that justice is going to prevail in this situation?
Oh, right. That's a good question. Well, I am currently working with the sheriff's department to ensure that every possible angle is investigated. Now, Sheriff Nichols and I don't always see eye to eye, but it's not going to reflect well on any of us if this doesn't get solved, you know?
Got it. Is there anything you maybe wish the voting public knew more about where you stand politically or what you constantly are fighting for?
Oh, I could not be happier that you asked. Look, I would love to see gator leather replaced as an export with what we call kombucha leather or vegan leather. Look, as you know, I'm sure, Horace, kombucha is made with a material called SCOBY. Now, this is a flexible biomaterial that's it's made out of a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. SCOBY.
Right.
You got it. Turns out that the same SCOBY that you can use to make delicious kombucha can also be used to make what we call vegan leather. Now, we've got all of these swamps. Yeah, we have all of these swamps where we could be growing these SCOBYs. There is no reason why we couldn't be selling cruelty-free vegan leather in higher numbers and at cheaper cost than alligator leather.
Got it.
And this is why I like to let everyone know #made from tea feels good on me.
Well, go ahead.
I mean, obviously, I'm a kombucha fan, and that's why I say #come get your kombucha.
Well, Mr. Barlow, thank you so much for calling in and talking to us more about your platform.
Well, sure.
And
I've just got a few more.
Oh, sure. I'm sorry.
That I got to give you. I'd like to reverse Mayor Vaminos' ban on feeding the ducks. That was very upsetting to me when he passed that.
And also wildly too late, unfortunately. Like what a horror show that was down at the park.
Oh, I know. We had those murder geese. Just a mess. But if we could get even a couple small families of ducks, we might be able to repopulate. And when we do, Horace, those feathered friends, they need to eat as well. And it's just good, clean fun. And that's why we say #feed the ducks, specifically the birds, not Duck Winters, who is a bad man and doesn't need your help. That's now that I say that out loud,
it might need a little more focus grouping.
Yeah, I might have to workshop that one.
Well, Mr. Barlow, thank you so much for calling in tonight and telling us a little bit more.
Thank you for having me.
About your platform.
Anytime, come on down. Consider it a standing invitation. Come on down to the swamps. Let's go #Shroomin'. We'll just be out there, just a couple of #fun guys looking for fun guys. You know what I mean?
What's your club's name?
Oh, we're just we just call ourselves Mushroom Buddies. These are just guys who like to walk around in the swamp, so they're not spending a lot of time on creative names.
Right.
But you can come down there with us anytime, unless you're afraid of the lobster man.
Yeah, well, and I mean, he's rumored, so I think I'd be more worried about eating like a poisonous mushroom or something. So I definitely have to come to you for some mushroom tips. Skeet Barlow, thank you very much for calling in, and we hope you'll call back in the future.
Thank you very much, Horace. #Don't fear the lobster man.
Ooh, I want to get back to more of those tasty calls, so let's jump into one right now. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Horace, it's Tyler Duncan.
What's going on, Tyler? Let me know what you thought of this mayor.
Our mayor was incompetent, crooked, and possibly even evil.
Strong words about the mayor.
But he did lower my taxes, so I'm going to miss him very much.
Well, you just can't argue with getting a little back when you file that 1040. Thanks for calling in, Tyler, and have a great day.
All right, Horace. You have a great day, too.
All right, that's all the time we have for calls this evening. We're shutting the lines down. If we didn't get to you, I sincerely apologize, and we hope we'll hear from you in the future. If you enjoy the show, and if you listen this far, it would frankly be pretty surprising that you hate it. Please consider subscribing and giving us 5 stars on iTunes and/or follow us on Spotify. You can find new episodes of Night Drive and Fakahatchee News every other Sunday to kick off that week with a bang. You can reach the show on Twitter at NightDriveFM, on Instagram at NightDriveFM Insta, or at Facebook.com/NightDriveFM. But if you really love the show and you want to help support it, why not become one of our patrons at Patreon.com/NightDrive. That'll give you access to our Discord, where you can join all the other Night Drive fans. Plus, we post important info for callers who'd like to call into the show, and we do a running gift tournament. A special congratulations to Stick Beast, who claimed the belt in the last one. Also, recently, we did a collaboration with @TDogArt to create a very cool vaporwavy piece of Night Drive art, which we'll be plastering over any sort of sellable object in the near future. The store is up and live, but I just want to get a little peek at the sample first to make sure it looks tight. Night Drive is produced by Michael Truly and is hosted with a casual flair by me, Horace Wexler. The callers were ably played with Ha-Cha-Cha and Ooh Mama by Evan Gaustad, CJ Meeks, Eric Toms, and Dave Schilling. Hey, you should check out his podcast called Full Court Chat, where he sits down with some of the biggest names in sports that never existed. It's short and it's a ton of fun. I'd also like to thank our lightning callers, Nathan Greenaway, Tyler Harville, John Martinez Jr., Sean Considine, and Cass Stormer. And a very special thank you to our musical guests, Big Forte, featuring Junk de Trunk. Sorry your saxophone got broken, guys. You shouldn't have left it in the bathroom. That's all for us here at Night Drive this evening. I'm sure we'll have more news about the former mayor coming out over the next few days and weeks. But hopefully, and this might be a little tasteless to say, I'm glad to put this mayor in the rearview mirror, though this would not have necessarily been the way I would have chosen to do it. However, if I was a gambling man, and I am, I would have put down $50 it was going to end this way, and I did. So get your wallet ready, Mr. Winners. I'm coming for my 50 bones. Good Morning Sunbuns with Tiffany Bunzel takes over tomorrow at 6 a.m. On tomorrow's show, Tiffany interviews a surgeon who makes fishing boats out of retired porta-toilets. Also, she'll be discussing art with William T. Hesterhoffen. Art, what is it? Why does it matter? How much of it is tasteful nudes? And can she see some dong? Until then, here's 4.5 hours of government-mandated buzzing I'm required to push out over the radio waves. So until next time, I'm Horace Wexler. Keep night driving.